Yo, was ist da denn gerade passiert? Gina einfach hat sie den Pawnbroker erschossen? Den Mr. Windy Banks? Oder wer war das? Wer war das? Oh mein Gott. Das ist ja schon krass. Aber endlich ist was passiert. Ich hab's noch gesagt vor der Cutscene. Ich hab's noch gesagt, oh, jetzt wird's mal spannend hier. Und Sholmes angeschossen und Gina weg. Aber da waren noch zwei Gestalten. Wir haben noch zwei Gestalten gesehen. Ein dicker und ein dünner. Dick und doof. Das muss doch. Das muss doch was gewesen sein. Jetzt bin ich gespannt. Okay. Oh! I'll be alright, Mr. Naruto. Ich will jetzt erstmal was trinken, aber okay. After them, go! Behind that door, in the storeroom. Howie! Da haben wir Gina gesehen. It's Gina. Oh shit. From that moment, Windy Bank's pawnbrokery became a crime scene. Everything that followed happened in a whirlwind of activity. The arrival of the police, the preliminary investigation of the scene, and the questioning. It was just before dawn, before I was allowed back to my lodgings at 221B. th April, 6:21 a.m. Naruhodos Legal Consultancy. Oh, um 6:21 Uhr. Krass. Oh, Iris. A telegram came, but all it said was, wait at home. Oh, yes, we asked one of the policemen to have it sent. It was simply impossible to come back. When I woke up, I was all alone. Hurley and Ginny were gone. Everyone was gone. What happened, do you know? Poor Iris, she's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard not to let herself get too worried. I'll explain everything that I know. Something awful has happened, hasn't it? Yes, I'm afraid so. Okay. Ich hatte schon ein bisschen vermutet, weil Gina jetzt so richtig eingeführt wurde, dass irgendwas mit ihr sein wird, aber trotzdem krass, dass sie dann das tatsächlich machen. Converse. Events at Windy Banks. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Windybank is dead. He was shot. We discovered it in the early hours of the morning. Oh, yes, I had a feeling. You did? Well, I saw all of those police carriages pulling up outside the shop, so I knew something must have happened there. When we entered Windybanks in the small hours, we disturbed a gang of two thugs. They ran out onto the street and I chased after them, but they got away. So, it was one of them who shot Mr. Mr. Windybank, I suppose. I don't know, but that's not what the police believe at the moment. Oh, why not? They've arrested someone else as their prime suspect, you see? Gina. Ginny? But why? Well, the thing is... No, Ginny wouldn't do something like that. I know. None of us think she did it. Then why have they arrested her? Damit wir sie verteidigen können. I'm sorry, there was nothing I could do. Gina's arrest. I don't understand why they arrested Ginny. It's not fair. What about the two thugs that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Hurley dead, didn't they? Ich glaube nicht, dass Hurley dead ist. No, I mean, Mr. Sholmes isn't dead, Iris. Ah, this is all so horrible. The thing is, Mr. Windybank was found on the floor in the storeroom where he keeps all the deposited articles. And the storeroom door was locked from the inside. I see. But he wasn't alone in there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well. Oh no. And according to the detectives who investigated afterwards, Don't tell me. There was no one else in the room. Yes, exactly. How did you know? Also ist es ein neues Locked Room Mystery hier auf dem Schiff. It's the only explanation. Yes, the only explanation indeed. What do you mean by that, you know? Well? What can I say? I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't. Sholmes situation. So where's Hurley then? Is he still there investigating the scene? He really ought to have some breakfast. It's not good for him to miss meals. I don't want you to worry, Iris, but I have some news about Mr. Sholmes. Haben wir doch gerade gesagt, oder nicht? He was taken to hospital this morning. What? Well, when we entered Windybanks, a gun was fired and he took a bullet. Hurley was shot. No. It's alright. His life isn't in danger. Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital? He's at St. Sinners. They're attending to him there. I must see him at once. I'm sorry, Iris, but you can't. Why not? That's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed. No, I mean, nobody can see him at the moment. He's not allowed any visitors. They are preparing to operate, you see? To operate? Okay, also muss er Surgery bekommen. Oh, poor Hurley. Injured Sholmes. It was the two thugs who were in Mr. Windybank's shop. They shot Mr. Sholmes when we disturbed them, you see? Naja, immerhin lebt er noch. It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. My mind went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze. After them! Go! After that, I ran out into the street, but, well, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I let them get away. I think that's a very good thing. Sorry? Well, if you'd seen which way they went and chased after them, you might have been shot as well, who knows. On top of everything else, I couldn't bear that. Oh, I was. Susato's situation. Where's Susie, you know? She's still at the police station. Oh, why? I expect she's still being questioned. The police said they wouldn't be finished for a while. Aber wieso durften wir dann gehen, aber Susato nicht? Und warum haben wir sie da allein gelassen, ist die Frage. Why aren't you there then? Ja, genau. Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyway, so they weren't questioning me for long. And Miss Susato stayed behind at the scene to tend to Mr. Sholmes, so they didn't get started until later. Ah, I see. Besides, one of us had to come back to be with Iris. I'm glad Inspector Gregson agreed to me leaving early. You should have let me know, and I would have come to the station. I'm afraid I need to go out again now, Iris. There's not much I can do at the moment. But I can at least try to find out how Mr. Sholmes and Gina are getting on. I want to go too. Take me with you, Uno. I can't stand just sitting around here waiting. I'm not sure how I feel about taking a 10-year-old child to the scene of a murder, but I don't want to leave her all alone here either. Alright then, Iris. Perhaps you can help me. Oh yes, I'd love to. Gina's at the prison. Mr. Sholmes is probably in his hospital bed. And don't forget we have to visit the crime scene. We need to conduct a thorough investigation. Ah, I can see you're ready for action. I imagine Iris would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later. Okay. Dann gehen wir mal ins Krankenhaus, würde ich sagen. A new location has been added. Prison. Okay. St. Sinner's Hospital, the hospital where Mr. Sholmes was taken, having been shot. And the prison cell where Miss Gina Lestrade is being held pending trial. We need to do all we can to help her as quickly as possible. You haven't been to this place yet, don't forget to take me with you when you go. Okay, dann gehen wir erstmal ins Krankenhaus. Ah, sehr schick, das Zimmer. 16th April, St. Sinner's Hospital, Ward 3. Hurley! Oh. Oh. He's not here. No, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she? Wurde nicht gerade noch gesagt, dass wir ihn noch nicht sehen können, weil er operiert wird? Oh, I know what's probably happened. Hurley was being a big baby, and the bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home. I'm not so sure about that. Baby or not. There's no question about that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholmes suffered. Oh. Hello, what are we here? This ward is off limits, no visiting. So what are you doing in here? Well, I'll have you know. We are Hurley's next of kin. Eh? Oh, well, begging your pardon then, ma'am, sir. A little lady and a curious Eastern gentleman. The great mystery solver as a mysterious family, eh? If that's how you see us, sure. Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley? I believe he is currently in the operating theater, ma'am, undergoing an extensive operation. Extensive? It has been several hours since he went in. Oh dear, is he going to be alright? Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is. Oh, I have heard a report that the gentleman claims he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Anyway, I think it would be fair to assume that he won't be back here for several hours yet. I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps we should leave and come back later. Oh, poor Hurley. Okay, dann gehen wir zur Pawnbrokery, zum Tatort. Pawnbroker's shop on Baker Street, the proprietor of which, Mr. Bank, has been murdered. The police are investigating in shifts around the clock. th April, Windy Bank's Pawnbrokery. This is where it happened, then. Last night. That's right. The two thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place, looking for valuables. But, apart from the policeman in here, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of a disturbance. No, you're right about that. Actually, da unten links liegt doch was. Oder irgendwelche Spuren. In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking. I know what you mean. They are like a gang of organized criminals, all dressed in black. Oi, I heard that! Ah, Gregson. Oh, Inspector, good morning. I suppose I ought to thank you for your vigilance last night. We got to the scene before it was disturbed, at least. Shame you let the two rogues get away, mind. Yes, I'm sorry about that. I thought you'd assign extra men to the beat around here, Grexy. Now look what's happened. Hurley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty. Ah. Your ladyship! No one told me you were coming. I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Hurley and see he has the very best medical care. Of course, your ladyship. The very best doctors in the capital are tending to him as we speak. Warum ist er so ein Simp für sie? So, auch mit dem Brief, den wir ihnen neulich bringen sollten. Warum? And I don't think it's Reno's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police's job. Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am, as you say. The gent in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that. Would you believe it? He's like a completely different person with Iris. Talk about the personality change. Oh, where are my manners? Are you thirsty, your ladyship? Perhaps you'd like some juice. Some nice, refreshing fruit juice. Oh, why? Are you thirsty, Grexy? I have some of my special herbal tea with me, if you'd like some. Schluck, 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 schluck. Ah, lovely. Ta very much. That really hits the spot, your ladyship. I don't even recognize him like this. Okay, dann conversen wir mal mit ihm. The investigation. So, how is the investigation going, Inspector? Nothing to it, really. Very simple cases. There's some very definite evidence. We're just about to charge that diver we arrested last night, in fact. Gina, you're going to charge her? That's right. Should be able to bring her before the judge at the Bailey tomorrow. Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me. Your ladyship, as much as I wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid. Ah, I see. You've already captured the pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you? What the? And you are going to put them on the stand as witnesses, are you? How could you? How? How could you possibly know that? I had a feeling, that's all. Remind me never to try to keep a secret from Iris. So you've arrested the two men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you? Well, yes. They were rounded up pretty quickly by the dads on the beat. And Miss Lestrade is being held at the prison. She should be. That's assuming she hasn't lifted the key from the jailer, of course. Mr. Sholmes. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition? Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential. Well, I know he's being operated on at St. Sinners. Why can't I see him? I'm family, you know? I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's a hospital policy. No visiting at all. I mean, wenn er in der Mitte von einer Operation ist, dann würde ich den Menschen sowieso nicht sehen wollen, egal wie wichtig mir der ist, weil ich möchte niemanden aufgeschnitten sehen, wenn es nicht vermeidbar wäre. Oh. The bullet must have hit an artery in his midriff. He's lost a fair bit of blood. Oh no. He didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so, but a hemorrhage like that is enough to make even the one and only Sholmes pipe down. Mr. Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know? Well anyway, he's having emergency surgery right now. They've gotta stop that bleeding. But he will be alright, won't he? They'll be able to make him better. Of course, your ladyship. He'll be as white as rain before you know it. Really? How do you know? Eh? How do I know? Well, because, of course... Ah, yes, because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective, that's why. We'd better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again. Oh dear, please don't die early. I'll report to your ladyship the moment I hear he's out of the operating theater. He's like center. Her ladyship. I couldn't help noticing, Inspector. What? Out with it, sunshine. Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris. Watch the sauce, Sonny. I'm a copper and we don't go in for favoritism. But he's right, you do treat us differently. It's cause of those Adventures of Sherlock Holmes stories, that's why. Oh, damit er nicht schlecht dargestellt wird, oder was? Oh, I crop up in them, don't I? Inspector Tobias Gregson. Oh, well, yes, because you're an acquaintance of Hurley's. What did you write about the inspector, Iris? I don't remember really. It was one of Sholmes' lines. Gregson is the smartest of the Scotland Yarders, is how he put it. Oh, did I write that? And you know what the one line did for me, eh? The very next month my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you. Okay, guys, oh, nice. Oh, that's amazing. All because everyone at the yard reads them. They read all the Sherlock Holmes stories. They've even set up a fan club for me. Of course, that explains everything. It was around the time that you became such a toady to me. Can you blame me? All it takes is one bad word from you and Jones could change his tune about me. Gregson? No. The great detective will say he's getting quite overrated these days. Think what would happen to my salary if that came out in print, eh? The whole thing gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost to worrying about it. Oh no. But that would never happen, Grexy. Every month when the new Vance magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages. Oh, how awful for you. Here, have some of my tea to settle your nerves. Ah, lovely. Ta very much. That really hits the spot, your ladyship. Ich frage mich, ob Ta, das ist jetzt schon 2-3 Mal vorgekommen. Einmal wurde es von Gina gesagt und zweimal von ihm hier. Heißt Ta einfach Thank you? Das ist ein Akzent für Thank you irgendwie? Ich denke mal, ne? Aber noch nie gehört, tatsächlich. Entschuldigung, ich muss kurz was trinken. Aber macht das auch mal, Leute. Hydrate yourself. Teetotal. Oh, yeah. There's something I was supposed to talk to you about, actually, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? What is it? I've got an important message for you. I clean forgot about it until now. An important message? I wonder what it could be. Important message. Are you going to tell me what this important message is then, Inspector? Yeah, it's about that young lady who's normally by your side. Your assistant. Dear Susie, is she alright? She's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe. Aber sollte sie nicht auch noch zu Strongheart? Nope, not anymore. She had to head off. Head off? Where? To Lord Strongheart's office, of course. He summoned her. Ah, yes, of course. I'd forgotten about that. Was will der? Was will Lord Strongheart von Susato? Ist noch nicht in den Profilen, okay. One of the whipstocks took her there in a yard carriage after we'd finished questioning her. But she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for the return journey and to go and meet her there. She's got enough, using Scotland Yard as a bloomin' messaging service. I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Inspector. Why did Susie have to go to see Lord Chief Justice? She didn't tell me. But I'd better head over to the Lord Chief Justice office to fetch her straight away. Können wir hier noch irgendwas untersuchen, bevor wir gehen? Hier irgendwas? Alright then, let's see what we can uncover. Oi, what do you think you're doing, Sunshine? You can't touch anything here. Oh, but we were hoping to investigate. This is a crime scene, for Pete's sake! No touching! What's the problem, Grexy? Bruno's a lawyer, you know that. Oh, I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship. Ever so sorry. The rules and regulations are a thorn in my side. Of course, if Mr. Naruhodo was to have been probably appointed by the accused, that'd be another matter. The accused. If you could show me some representation papers, I'd be only too happy to let you know surround. Did you hear that, Bruno? You need Ginny to sign some more presentation papers. It looks like presenting the detective here with the correct paperwork is the only way. Okay. Also 2 Sachen haben wir. Wir müssen Susato abholen. A new location has been added. Und wir müssen uns ein Representation Paper abholen. Okay. Lord Chief Justice's office. Susie's waiting. We need to go and meet her. It's the office of Lord Chief Justice Strongheart in Britain's great capital city, London. Its grand stone architecture and the echoey tick of the vast cogwheels lend an air of authority. Okay. Ich finde es übrigens cool, habe ich noch gar nicht erwähnt, ne? Oder die Locations hier, die man besuchen kann, dass sie alle so eine kurze Beschreibung haben. Das ist, glaube ich, auch neu in der Serie, dass wir sowas haben. Finde ich cool. Okay, let's go. 16th April, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Yes. No matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow. Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal. How so? I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take it seriously, can you? Maybe it thinks the same about you. So everything is clear with regard to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, there they are, Susato-san and Lord Strongheart. Tomorrow's arrangements, woher wusste der das denn schon? Also klar, jetzt hat er es bestimmt schon erfahren. Aber gestern, als er das Telegramm geschickt hat, ist ja noch nichts passiert. Wenn es überhaupt über die Verhandlungen geht. Da interpretiere ich vielleicht schon zu viel rein. There they are, Susato-san and Lord Strongheart. I wonder what they are talking about. They both look very serious. Very good. There's nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland. Bitte was? Bitte was? Wait, what did he just say? You return to your homeland. Deine Rückkehr ins Heimatland. Susato-san! Wird sie abgeschoben oder was? Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. What was all that about? Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you for coming to collect your colleague. What's this all about? Why were you talking about Mrs. Sato's return to her homeland? And tomorrow. Tomorrow. But what about Ginny's trial? You mean she's been formally charged now? Oh dear. Okay, dann müssen wir uns erstmal unterhalten. Returning to our homeland. Mr. Sato, what's all this about? Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. It's only me going back to Japan. Your life here can continue, just as it... That's not what I asked. What happened? Why are you leaving? It's my father. He's fallen ill. Okay. Oh no. Ach, den Vater kennen wir ja. Der Professor Mikotoba. Professor Mikotoba. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugen Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yuma University. We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news. 10 days ago, Father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown. Oh shit. And it seems he grows weaker day by day. I don't believe it. As you are aware, the voyage from here to your home country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Mr. Sato's departure as much as possible. Yes, absolutely. I will leave London first thing tomorrow morning. I can't believe this is happening. Dann müssen wir morgen alleine Gina verteidigen. So Gina has been charged. She'll have to appear in court. Yes, she was formally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow. No, not even 24 hours later? Gina. Ah, so the straight girl and the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. An all too conspicuous case. The pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. No, the yard is overstretched as it is, without wasting time on these open and shut cases. It's not wasting time! Ginny would never do something like that. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart? In deference of your fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave. Now. Okay. Of course, Lord Strongheart. Criminals will tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford the time it takes to unravel all the untruth. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters with which to contend. Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday? Stimmt, dass irgendwie unterbrochen wurde von dem Fall, dass was Größeres untersucht hat. Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday. It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not remind you of that. 3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me. There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart. Ich glaube, der Typ hat auch Dreck am Stecken. Ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, dass der Typ auch Dreck am Stecken hat. Der wirkt schon so. Schon seit Anfang an. Which is? It's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her. A timely suggestion. Zoe? The girl currently has no representation. Natürlich. But that's not fair. Yes, she may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial. Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides for those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only sign the relevant paperwork, and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right. Why would she do that? A question you would do well to direct Miss Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison. Yes, thank you. Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you. Okay. What a day. Gina charged with murder. Susato-san about to leave. Come, Mr. Naruto. Iris, we must make haste. But, Susie, you're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do? As Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can. Thank you, Mr. Sato. That's a very pensive look. Kann sie dann nicht einfach morgen nach der Verhandlung fahren? If I'm honest, this has completely thrown me off. I just have to do what I can, as a lawyer. Okay. Dann lass mal Gina fragen, warum sie keinen Anwalt wollte. Auf ins prison. The prison cell Miss Gina Lestrade is being held pending trial. We need to do all we can to help her as quickly as possible. Okay.